our next speakers are from Bristol community. We have Amirah from the Malcolm X Community Centre and Jendayi Serwah from the African ConneXions Consortium. A big round of applause, please.
Greetings, everyone. First, I would like to thank the organisers who have organised this day today. They have the full support of myself, my family and the Malcolm X Community Centre in this fight against the government's choice to force these difficult economic conditions on the public services and the poor members of our society. I'm no politician, but I know what's right and wrong. It can't be right that the gap has increased between the rich and the poor in the name of so-called austerity. It can't be right that the government is failing to deliver living standards for the most vulnerable people in our society in the name of so-called austerity. It can't be right that our public services are brought to their knees in the name of so-called austerity. And I'm going to ask you, do you think it's right that we see the increased privatization, social displacement and inequality in our city at the levels we do? It can't be right. We are seeing the closures of so many of our community centres that provides the crucial environment of the social cohesion, just like the Malcolm X Community Centre. That cannot be right. The centre, Malcolm X Community Centre, was a centre that was given to the local people, mainly the African and Caribbean communities, as a response to the increased oppression of locals, particularly the Caribbean youth. Since its incorporation in 1992, the Malcolm X Community Centre has been and continues to be the hub of the African and Caribbean communities in Bristol, and its inclusive approach has opened its doors to some of the most vulnerable people, promoting cohesion on a level which is second to none in Bristol. It is important that we stand together, and it is important that we recognize the tactics that play out before us time and time again. The tactics which makes us not trust our brother, not trust our sister, wondering who is walking behind us, wondering who have got our backs. Well, today we see who has got our backs. Look around you. I don't really have a lot more to say, but I wanted to end my part of this speech as I am sharing my time with my sister, Sis Jendayi, as you heard. So I'm going to leave you with a quote from Malcolm X, because I only think that is fitting. I believe there will be a clash between the oppressed and those who are doing the oppression. Those who want freedom, justice and equality for everyone. And those who want to continue the system of exploitation. But I don't think that that will be based on the color of one's skin. And so, as I said, I'm gonna let my sister speak now. And I thank you for listening to me. And I'm just thankful to be part of today.
Yes! Get off the stage!
All right, buddy. All right.
Good afternoon, Bristol. Good afternoon, Bristol. Greetings and salutations. I stand here building on a very important international message given by Councillor Cleo Lake this morning. I stand here building on the message from the Malcolm X Center given by Sister Amirah Cole. I am Jendayi Serwah, and I stand here as a representative of Bristol's African ConneXions Consortium, the Global African People's Parliament, and the Stop the Mangamizi campaign. We stand in solidarity with you because, from an African heritage perspective, it's austerity and systemic disenfranchisement has been impacted on our communities and our homeland for centuries. It's been a feature of what we call the Maangamizi. And the Maangamizi is a Kiswahili term meaning the African Holocaust, as experienced through the continuum of chattel, colonialism, and neo-colonial forms of enslavement. So in 2017, we as an African heritage community are still striving for justice and equity, not equality, but equity, because we are in the same boat, but we are very much on different decks. Okay? We are striving for equity and justice born out of a continued, over centuries of arrested development of people at the hands of the British government and the government of now, the government of last term and last year's and yesteryears. And they were red, they were blue, they were orange, they were all kinds of colors and ideologies. This is why we, as the Stop the Mangamizi campaign, affirm Parliament as a Maangamizi crime scene, past and present. So with you today, I stand up here and I say, stop the Maangamizi. Austerity is a tool of race and class oppression, and it must be stopped. So-called austerity measures continue to facilitate the genocide of African heritage people at home and abroad. We as a people have a different starting point in this society. Austerity, debt bondage, malemployment, racist immigration policies, foreign policy confounded and compounded by Afrophobia within this system of global white supremacy is what we experience on a daily basis. And so who feels it knows it and has the right to speak truth to power. The impact of austerity is right here, with decimated specialist and public services and a depleted voluntary sector that is struggling to provide much needed reparatory services for global communities. And this is absolutely unacceptable. Austerity kills, and we are here to tell the British state that we must fight, and we will fight to stop this, and we will stop the Maangamizi. Thank you very much.
Well done, sis. Well done, sis.